Hello everybody, this is log 35. Welcome. Okay, today me and Orgasa
Hi.
are in Londiano to do this job. It looks like a tennis ball. Look how it just looks weird. What a weird thing. Oh, you seen some nipples? No.
Cover that up, sweetie.
How's it going? Today's been a good day. I do miss my daughter. Yeah, Noah's here.
Of course you do.
Of course I do.
Do it if you didn't.
I know, right? It was a nice time though. It was really nice. It was a really nice week. And then I was stressing today about if I should have worked or not. But then my wife was giving me some great advice, like, "Hey, my boy. Usually when my daughter comes here, I work throughout the week because I'm like money. And this is the first time I've took a week off and not worked and spent time with her. So it's just like these things. I know what I need to do now, which is really nice. And also not to stress about money too much. No, not to stress about money, but not to stress about, because I was kind of in my head stressing about like working a lot and spending time with my daughter. But my wife was saying these opportunities that we get from this job gives us the money and the needs to fly out to Denmark, to pay for tickets to her to come here, to spend those times together. So it's an understanding and it's all right. It like balances itself out. And plus I'm there. I'm always trying to be there for my daughter as well. So it's not like I'm not there. I hope so. So that was on my head today. But otherwise from that, it's been a real good day. I woke up feeling good actually. I think last night I was getting a bit mardy, I'd say, because I was stressing about time. I always stress about time. Like I know if I have to wake up early in the morning, I'm like, oh, I need to go to bed straight away. And for the first time in a while, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stress about it. I'm just going to be like, whatever. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to have a smile on my face and have a good day. I might be tired, but I'm still going to have a good day. I woke up and I had that mindset from the night previous. And I was like, yeah. Woke up with a smile on my face. I was singing, what did I sing? Looking out, boom, boom, across the window. I was talking to her, but then she just looked away and went on the phone. She still doesn't realize that I'm actually still... Anyway, so like I woke up feeling good. We got ourselves ready and then we got on the coach. And I was reading more of the book because I watched this, let me say this as well actually. There's some YouTube channels me and my wife have been watching, and it's like that, like I said before, that long form content, and I really like it a lot. And I really want to do something like that myself during the week. I know I've already said this, but I'm just going to keep saying it again. During the week and just get different images and different, stills, video stills of my days and like what am I doing and blah, 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 and try to make myself be more creative. And the videos we were watching yesterday, this girl kept reading, like she was reading so many different types of books, like she was just getting through books. And it kind of reminded me that I need to get through my books. Because I feel like reading is so good for the mind. Gives a sort of peace you need. And also there is like, I don't know, you learn new words. You learn stuff about yourself that you can relate to with the character or the story itself and all these kind of things. I just want to do it more. So basically I got on the coach and I was going to go on my laptop to do some writing because I got this script in my head that I need to finish off. And I started reading more of the book. I started reading more of this bad boy. And like I got through a lot of pages actually. But there was just like so many moments in this book that I was reading and I was like, wow, like it's such a beautiful thing. Trying to find a section that I really liked. No, there's one about. Oh yeah, this one. So it starts from the violent red of the flowers, the intense bronze of the lord of the earthquakes, and the silver altar they carry him on lend the possession, the impression that it's a pagan festival. This feeling is intensified by the many colored clothes of the Indians, who wear for the occasion their best traditional costumes, an expression of a culture or way of life which still holds on living values. In contrast, a cluster of Indians in European clothes march at the head of the procession, carrying banners. Their tired, affected faces resemble an image of those. I can't pronounce this word. It's there they are. I don't know if it's a tribal people from. Is it Peru? Because there was the Inca, and I don't know. Those Quichuas who refused to heed Manco's second's call, pledging themselves to Pizarro, and in the degradation of their defeat, smothering the pride of an independent race. Standing over the small frames of the Indians gathered to see the procession pass, the blonde head of a North American can occasionally be glimpsed. With his Cameron sports shirt, he seems to be, and in fact actually is, a correspondent from another world lost amid the isolation of the Inca Empire. And basically, in this part, he's talking about how the Incas were so like sophisticated and like so what's it called? Like that civilization at that time was like so amazing. It was like there was the top of their top, especially when it came to like defense and like their fortresses they build. Was kind of impregnable. It just reminds me of Mike Tyson when I say that. My defense is impregnable. I want to hear this art out. Praise to Allah. And I was reading it, and he was just kind of talking about how when he went to see some of the temples and like Machu Picchu. I'm sure that's in Peru, or is it Paraguay? I feel like it is in Peru. Anyway, in all those kind of places, well, that place, it was talking about how you could see the Spaniards then turned a lot of those temples into churches to try and like annihilate that kind of civilization and pushing the Spanish way of living and values and morals. And he's talking about basically what he sees when he travels around these places is that a lot of the indigenous people, you can see on their faces that they are defeated, even though if you go back to their ancestors, it's like the Incas, they were warriors. They were like people who fought against the Spaniards and anyone who tried to come and claim their land, basically, you know. So that's a lot what he sees in the book, and he sees that how the Western world has kind of destroyed them. My wife's, you can hear she's speaking. He says he can see on their faces that they're defeated. They're the people that don't want to fight anymore because of the way that the Western world has came over and colonized their way of living, colonized their minds, and colonized their cultures. And he just talks about how it kind of breaks his heart to see those kind of things. And he was saying the contrast is that, is it a contrast? He was saying how the churches that they built were like very beautiful things, but oh no, there wasn't that bit. There was a moment he talks about how the people working in the land. Oh shit! I think I've lost myself. Oh yeah, this is it. For a time, they were not merely products. Its treasures immigrated to the new. Oh no. Oh yeah, this is the nice bit. The Indians no longer worked with determination at the barren soil, yet the conquistors had not come to fight daily with the land for their substance, but to gain to gain easy fortunes through heroic deeds or simple greed. Talking about how the people had to the people who colonized or conquered other people, especially the people in Peru and South America, um, they came, colonized these people, and made them work. They didn't fight. They didn't fight the soil, which is, I love the way he words it. It's like they didn't fight the soil like the indigenous people did, but they sat back at home and reaped off all the fortunes of the land. And it's kind of like the same thing of, what's his name? Leopold, whatever that bitch ass, sorry man, that Belgian bitch ass mofo. He's a bitch ass, what he did to Congo, how he actually never stepped foot in Congo. But he did some fucked up, brutal shit. Colonized the whole nation, mate. That whole, every single thing, he took everything. And he just, yeah. Don't get me started on that, because when I learned about that, that shit pissed me off. That shit really pissed me off. And I really like this book. I really do like this book. And it's given me inspiration and motivation to write a play. And I know what the play is about. And especially nowadays with the AI and the water usage, and that we're not allowed to use a lot of water. But they want to put more data centers in the UK, which is gonna need more water. But then there's people on the streets. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you now, I've seen this thing. There was is it COA? There's this organization, and they were talking about basically about that. Maybe by 2030 or 2050, probably I think it was 2030. By that time, we're gonna have to start taxing people to breathe. What? Sorry? Because of what's happening to the world and global climate and the global climate change. Buddy, if you actually sorted out these big corporations and a lot of, anyway, let me not get into green gases and that. But what I was basically saying is that even with the whole water crisis, what's going on now, and them talking about 2030 might be a little sticky, and then the UN coming out with this whole solution for 2030 that there's going to be no more poverty and all these kind of things, equality in workplaces and no more poverty, better education system. Or they had like 27 things they listed out, and this person was talking about like, how do you get there? By you getting there, you have to take things away from people to get those things that you need. You're not going to find money or water or food out of the thin air. Something has to happen for those 27 things you want to complete, to be in motion. Do you know what I mean? And basically what I'm saying is, if stuff like with the water crisis, if they start charging us more for water and telling us, for now, the Thames Water are telling us that we can't use our water hoses. There's a ban. But you got AI using gallons of water. Is it just me? And everyone's eating AI's ass. Everyone's eating their ass. Like AI is gonna save this what? Look how much water. If people don't start writing, there's no way you can defend this, and I don't care who you are, man. I don't care if you got a PhD, a master's, you're stupid. If people are getting charged more for water and all these kind of stuff that we shouldn't even be charged for. It comes out of the earth. Carrots, you're charging me for carrots. It comes out of the earth. Land. But that's agriculture, yeah? What I'm trying to say is that if shit gets serious, we should all riot. And I hope whoever's government person is watching this, look at me. I'm looking at you, looking at me. I said what I said. You bitch ass. Okay, enough of the rant. It's a great book. I need to read more books as well. I just want to start eating up books. basically what happens when my daughter comes, and every time I see my daughter, I get inspired more, like to work. I'm like, she gives me like a fresh breath of air, and I'm like, okay, now it's time to go. Let's go. Let's get in this. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I just need to see her I need to see her all the time, basically, to be like, okay, I might keep going. Because sometimes I dip down, and then when I see her, I'm like, oh, I go up for ages. Do you know what I mean? So, I love you, Isla Lila. I love you, Evia. Okay. And basically, I want to keep trying to do these long content, this long form content, and do like above 20 minutes. And I want to start journaling, journaling throughout the day. So then even when I come here, I can say some of the stuff from my journal. I don't want it to be really organized. I don't want it to be like, oh, this is what I'm going to talk about today. But if there's something that's really on my mind, I'm like, okay, I want to talk about this. Let me write it down in my journal, just so I have like a foundation of like knowing what I'm going off, and then allow my mind to like free for all. So, okay, I'll see you guys later. Peace.